Hello and welcome to Lee with Love, Lee with Love. I start posting in the morning. I get messages in the morning. I get revelations in the morning. In the morning, all this stuff starts coming to me, and then I start flipping out. I don't start flipping out. I don't start flipping out, but I start realizing like all this stuff, right? All this stuff. I do my return ascenders. I do them every day. It's a part of my daily routine. I do them. I only did one today. I don't know why I try to put makeup on, but it got my eye turned up. Whatever. But I did one. So my return ascenders are going. The entire purpose of a return ascender is to return the energy back to wherever it is coming from. That's it. It's going to return the energy back to wherever it's coming from. Whoever's putting energy out, it is going to return the energy back to wherever it is coming from. I put mascara. I should have just laughed. I was trying to be cute. But let me tell you, it's like I never wanted to talk about my experience. My experience being married. That was like the worst time of my fucking life. Like, oh my God. It was the worst experience of my whole entire life. I'm 44. I'm gonna be 45. I'm just so happy to move forward and get past all this shit, because it's crazy. Black magic is crazy. Black magic. It just comes to the realization that all this is just black magic. People try to take over. They try to take over your life. They try to control your life. They try to do everything to have power over you. I have good credit. I have everything. I have the cards. I have the I have everything. Everything is me. I have it. This I'm gonna talk about being married now, okay? This person, he don't have nothing. I don't even think he ever even graduated high school. And education means everything to me. Everything. And he would lie about graduating high school. I'll be like, oh, go and get your license, electrician license. He couldn't get the license because he never graduated high school. And then I'm still with him, right? You know? And then I'm like, I always went to school. I always went to college. I always, wanted to further my education. I wanted to make money. Like that was my thing. I just wanted to make money and be able to sustain myself, you know. But I was married. So then it's like, it was a time where I wasn't working, because he was there, so he paid all the bills and he did everything, and I couldn't take care of myself. I couldn't take care of myself because I wasn't working. I was just going to school. That's one of the reasons why I stayed married, because I couldn't take care of myself. You know, the kids came, you know, the kids. It's like, I guess in Spanish religion, Spanish culture, like the man names the girl and the girl names the son. So he named my daughter Angelica. I don't know his reasons. He probably have some other, I don't know his reasons for naming her Angelica, But I know I named my son Adolfo because it was a novela. It was a novela that was on, and it was called Salome. Salome. And then like the star, the male star, his name was Adolfo. And I thought like he was just so handsome, and he was tall, and he was blonde, and he was fit, and he just was like, I was like, look at him. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna name my son Adolfo. I was like, Adolfo's like Rodolfo, but Adolfo, I just thought Adolfo was like such an amazing name. I thought, I was like, this is such a great name. Like, I'm gonna name him Adolfo because it's not common. It's not, and it's still Spanish, right? So, whatever. So I'm like, I'm gonna name him Adolfo. I just thought everything of Adolfo. Like, Adolfo was like, oh, so It was so cute. Like, you have to know who the star is. I don't even know the star because I speak more English than Spanish, and it's like I had to teach myself to speak Spanish. But whatever. I grew up in foster care, and he knew that. I wasn't with my mother. He knew that. It's like he knew things about me that not everybody knew. So those are ways, to play with a person. And I think he was like, I was too street, or I was too black. That's what he said. I was too black. I'm not Spanish enough. That's what he would say to me, that I'm not Spanish enough. So then I had to teach myself to speak Spanish, and I had to teach myself to understand better, because I didn't understand. They would have talking amongst themselves in the Spanish, and I don't know what the fuck they saying. I don't know. I'm Spanish, but I'm not Spanish like that. They start with their shit. I don't know what the hell is going on. So I started watching the Spanish soap operas. That's how I learned Spanish. I work in the Bronx community, and I help Spanish people in the community. So when I'm communicating with them, and if I don't understand something, they would tell me, they would help me so that I could help them, or so that I would understand, or so that I would pronounce the word properly. But I don't speak Spanish. I don't cook Spanish. Like, I had to learn this stuff. I had to learn and ask people how to do stuff, because I didn't know. I didn't know. I was, what's that? Americanized. That's what it was. I was Americanized, and I was like, whatever, like, I was independent, but and then it's like I wanted to go to school, then the kids came, and then I had to, like, depends on him. Like, depends on him. And it's like, what depends on? I wasn't brought up to think that you're gonna be dependent on a guy. So it's like I had to depend on him, because I was married, and then I had the kids, and then I was a full-time student, and I was like, I know you hear the sirens, I hear them too. I hear them too. I should be saying, someone said, you should just say it in the beginning and let them know that they're going to be sirens. In the background I'm not playing the sirens. The sirens are outside. I am in the Bronx. I am in New York City, and it is noisy. There are sirens. You're going to hear the sirens. I'm sorry. But that's just how it is. That's how it's gonna be, because the sirens are gonna go off. That's one, right? It probably was another one. I didn't hear it before, but that's the first one. Okay. What was it? But me being in foster care, I was brought up to be independent and to take care of yourself and to do things for yourself. When I got married to this to this guy, I'm with my mother, and he knew I was in foster care, so he knew a little bit of something about me, right? So and then it's like, I think his mother died. His mother died of AIDS. His mother had AIDS, and she died. And then his father married my aunt. So what was it? That made us cousins or something. But then we're not related, because his father, like his aunt, I don't know, whatever. It was like we was cousins, but distance cousins or whatever. It's like we were family, but not family, So then we were together. Like, he knew me. Like, he knew my family. Like, he knew all my shit. He knew everything about me. That's how he could, like, get into everybody's head. So he turned my whole family against me. My whole family does not speak to me. I don't speak to them either. My whole family's witches anyway. They all do shit. Maybe I didn't know that he was doing stuff. I didn't think he did. I didn't think he knew, But today is Friday the 13th, and I wake up and I'm like, oh, it was a fucking love spell because I'm like, he is so dumb. He is so Spanish. I was like, he's Spanish. I was like, I don't speak Spanish. Like, that's not my first language. Like, I'm not gonna speak to you in fucking Spanish because I don't speak Spanish. I speak English. If I speak Spanish, it's because you speak Spanish and you don't speak English. So I'm gonna try to accommodate you, you know? And I had to, and I'm with this dude, and it's like, why the fuck are you with this dude? And I was like, I love him. That's all I could say because I didn't like his ways. I didn't like his personality. I didn't like that we couldn't communicate in English. Like the shit that I like, he didn't like. Like I smoke weed, I do this and I do that, and then he didn't do none of that. So then it's like, oh, I'm I'm different or I'm weird. So and then it's like, we were just so opposite, but I had money, I had credit, I had everything. So he's like, you know what? And he don't have nothing. He don't have nothing, not even an education, nothing. So he wanted to be with me, but and then it's like he just tried to break me down, make my life a living fucking hell. And he turned the whole family against me. So I don't have family. I'm in foster care. So I don't have my mother. I don't have my father. I don't have nobody. All I had was this person. And I was like, I don't want to have kids and be alone. And he knew that because I was already by myself. And he knew that. And I was like, I don't want to have kids and be by myself. That's why, like this marriage was like the worst fucking thing that ever happened to me. Like the worst. It was just the worst because he knew certain shit about me, and then it was like, and then he played on that. So what was it? That's siren number 2. Right? What was it? So we were married, and then it was always lying, it was always cheating, it was always some shit. I always wanted to leave. I didn't want to be with him. And then it was like I was stuck with him because I wasn't working. And I was like, yo, I hate this shit. And I was like, I just want to graduate. I want to get my degree. I want to get a good job so I can get out of here. So I didn't want to be with him. And he was always cheating, always lying. That's the eyeliner, this issue. Always cheating, always lying. I was always getting sick. Like, what is it? Like, something was always wrong. I didn't even want to have sex because I was never fucking satisfied. It was like, you could be there and you're together and then you're in a relationship and it's like you can have sex but then you're not satisfied. Like, you still, oh God. Fucking worse. It was the fucking worst. It was like I just didn't even want to sleep with him. It got to that. Like I didn't even want to have sex. I was like, I'm not pleased. I'm not satisfied. I'm not, And then it's like, I'm not working. You're just going to school. So it's like, it's like sex is important. But then it's not important, but it is important. It's important. It is important. And then it's like, if it just wasn't it, wasn't happy, wasn't satisfied. Sometimes I would end up, I'm not gonna even go there, but whatever. Always cheating, always lying. So then I left him. I was always leaving him, and then I always ended up going back. Ended up going back because I couldn't take care of myself. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get me a job. I'm gonna get my own place. I'm gonna get everything in my name, and that's what I did. So I got this place. I was with him when I got this place. He was supposed to move with me. He was mad because the place was in my name. He didn't last not even 6 months living with me. He left and never came back. It was like because he always had somewhere else to go. He was always cheating. That wasn't nothing new to me. And then I had to drop out of college because I was going through the divorce, and then I had to get a job, and I had to do stuff. So I had to drop out of school, and I had to get a job. I'm going for the job. He's like, you're never gonna get that job. They're never gonna hire you in the courthouse. And I was like, they hired me. I got the job. And he was never happy for me that I was working in the courthouse. He was never proud of me. when I applied for the notary license to become a notary in New York State for the Bronx County. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail the test." You know, I took the test and I failed the first time, and I was so like upset with myself. You know, I psyched myself out that I was gonna fail. So then when I went, I took the test again and I passed. And he's like, "You're gonna fail again." And I passed. And my license expires on his birthday. September 18th is his birthday. And that's the expiration date of my notary license. And that's why I always tried to get my license for another date, because I didn't want it to reflect his birthday. So this year my notary expires. And I'm gonna renew it on my birthday so that I can get my license on my birthday. And what else? That's two things. And then I would always leave him, and then he's like, "Who's gonna wanna?" He was like, he cursed me. He cursed me. He's like, "Who's gonna wanna be with you with two kids? Like, you have two kids. Nobody's gonna wanna be with you with two kids." And I was like, "I'd rather be by myself than be with you," because it was hell. It was always chaotic. It was drama. It was always problems, and I was never happy. I was never happy, and I was always by myself because he was always cheating. He was always outside, and then we wasn't even sleeping together. Like, we were in the house, but the sex wasn't it. Like, it wasn't it. Like, I didn't want it. Like, I would go to sleep. I would pretend I was asleep because I didn't want to fuck around, and I'm just like, yo, this is not what I want. I don't remember sex being fun. Like, you're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to fucking like it. Like, I never liked it. I was just like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Whatever. But it's like you have to have something for you to remember someone and want to keep going back to them. And it was like the only reason I would ever try anything like to go back was because I couldn't take care of myself. Once I was able to take care of myself, I was like, I could file for the divorce now. So I filed for the divorce. He took the wedding rings and he gave it to someone else. He took the car, and he's sleeping with different women. So different women went and threw paint on the car, and then he's with different women. So, and then the one that he's gonna stay with, he says that I threw paint on the car. Like, it's my car. Why would I throw paint on my car? Like, you can't be this dumb. But then she swore I threw paint on my own car. And I'm like, that's one of the other girls that he's fucking with that threw paint on the car. But she's thinking that is me. So he took the rings. And he gave it to somebody else that he's fucking with. And then he's telling her something else, like lying to her. And then he's telling the other one that he's gonna marry her. And then he's telling the other one some other shit. That's why she threw paint on the car. Like, it was just all like, it was always somebody else. I was like, I don't want none of that. I'm not trying to get sick out here. And then it's like, you're married. You're not supposed to be going through none of this shit. And I'm like, life was fucking hell when I was married. It was like, I'd rather be by myself. I don't want to be in this relationship. And then the kids, they know who he is. They know that he's their father. He's like, at least the kids know who I am. I was like, okay, you're gonna be a part of their life. So he's supposed to be there. He's supposed to be there for their kids. You're not gonna be with me, but you're gonna be there for these kids because they're your kids. He wasn't there for the kids. Like, when it came for the weekend visits, I had to take the kids to the police station. So it was every weekend in the police station. I had to be there Saturday, Sunday at the police station. When it came to the holidays, it would be at the police station. Like, he wouldn't meet me downstairs in my building because I don't know, he just made everything fucking hard. He made everything hard. It's like, why would I want to go back to that? Like, he made my life a fucking living nightmare, and I hated it. I just wanted it to go away. I couldn't wait for the kids to grow up and like just get over all this shit. But you know, when they're kids, they want their father, you know? And then I'm like, he doesn't want to be there. But then it's like, how can I say that? They're going to be upset. They're going to be mad because they loved him. There was a point in time where they loved their father and they wanted him to be a part of their life, but he didn't want to be a part of their lives. Like, it would be days they would be crying for him. Oh, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. And she would sit, get dressed up, and wait for him all day, and he would never show up. And then she calling him and he don't answer the phone. That would be like on her birthday or any other special day, and that's what he would do to them, you know. And then it's like the first man to break my daughter's heart was her father, you know. And it's fucked up, and that's why I don't understand why this man is looking for me now. It's like I was never what he wanted. I was too black, or I was not Spanish enough, or I was this and I was that, or like, you know, I'm top heavy. Like I look a certain kind of way, you know, and I would have to dress down. I would have to hide myself because he didn't want all the like, I don't know, like he wanted all the attention on himself. Like he wanted everybody on him, and I was like, it's like, you know, some people don't know how to act when they have attention, you know. They don't know how to act, and he was one of those people. And then he would just get mad at me for anything, like if I look nice, or if I get dressed up, or if I have a low cut, or if anything is wrong. He just had a problem. If it wasn't my hair, it was always something. When I speak Spanish, I don't speak Spanish. That's not my first language. So I don't have an accent. I don't talk like that. Like I don't talk, you know? And then it was like, it was just never enough. Like, and then I would try, you know, I would try, and then it was like nothing was ever he was always mad. He was always mad. And I'm like, what the fuck? I would cook and I would do everything. He would still go and eat out at the restaurants and be in everybody's face. And I'm just like I just fucking hated it. I hated being fucking married. I hated it. I fucking hated it. We didn't hang out. We didn't go places. And when we would go places, he would get mad. We'd go to a party. I want to dance. He would get mad because I'm dancing. I'm like, yo, like, I could never have a good time. I could never have a good time with him. And then we're supposed to be together. And that was the worst moment, the worst time of my life. And I'm glad that it happened in my 20s and not at this age, you know. Having the kids, having to go to the police station, the holidays, he would buy the kids gifts and then leave them in the house, and then he would give the kids the gifts to the other kids that he had with somebody else. And I'm just, you know, all that hurts the kids, you know. It doesn't hurt me. I don't fucking care. I don't care. But then it's like he would just do stuff to hurt me, and then it just hurts the kids. He would take their jewelry. I would have the name rings, the name. I would buy them. They would have stuff. My kids always had stuff. Then whoever he was with would take their jewelry, take their clothes, you know, their shoes. He would take everything from them and then bring them to me like with nothing. And I'm like, where's their stuff? Like, I have to take them to school. I have to do stuff. You know, they need their stuff. And then, oh, I don't know. I don't have it. You know, and I would always have to buy clothes. I would always be buying them clothes and always have to do stuff, do more than what I had to. And he never helped me. That's the whole thing. He never helped me. My son went to college. My son is in college. He's in college. And he never helped me with college. My son graduated high school, never helped me with the graduation. And he wasn't there when he graduated. Prom came. He didn't help me get his prom, get his outfit, get him ready. You know, my son has friends, you know, so he went with his friends. They get the car, they hang out, they do whatever they do. They do what boys do. You know, I don't care. As long as you okay, I'm okay. You know, but he never helped me with anything. It's court ordered. You're supposed to help me. And he never helped me. And it came a point in time where he just didn't see them on the weekend. He stopped. He doesn't answer their calls. He doesn't want to see them. They would want to see him. They would cry for, they would be so hurt that they didn't, that he wasn't there. And I'm like, I never kept him away from his children. I always wanted him to be there because I'm by myself. Like, I needed him to be there for them, but he didn't want to be there for them. It's like, you can't make a man be a father to his kids if he don't want to be a father. You can't make a man be there if he don't want to be there. If he want to, let him leave. If he want to leave, leave. Like, you know, if he don't want to take care of his responsibilities, then you just gotta step up and do it yourself. Like, why? I don't understand. Like, why would he want to come now after all these years? After all these years, you know, I had to drop out of college. I had to do everything. Everything was just harder because I didn't have his support to help his children, and everything was on me. Everything was on me. And I was just like, I didn't have time to date and to deal with someone else because he was a fucking problem. I was in the police station every weekend to drop the kids off. I had to do this. I had to do, and it was always an issue. And then when I stayed by myself, then he chose to stop being with the kids, like to stop being bothered with the kids. But when I had somebody in my life, I had to go to the police station. I had to do this. I had to do that. I was always in the courthouse, and nobody ever helped. The court systems never helped me. When I went to Supreme Court to enforce the order, to for him to do something for his children, for him to help his children, support his children, and they awarded him that. They said that he had to, but he didn't. And they said that it's okay. He doesn't have to. And I'm like, but it's court ordered that he has to. And they made it like he doesn't have to. 616 area code. I don't know who's that. I'm expecting local calls. Whatever. But that's that. But and then I just woke up today and I'm thinking about all this shit. Like, all this shit. Like, being married was fucking hell. And then and then when I did the divorce, like, he tried to rob me. Tried to come into this apartment and rob me. You know, and I went to Disneyland. I filed for divorce and I went to Disneyland like a big fucking kid. And I was in Disney. I was in Florida for 2 weeks, and I had somebody staying here, and then that person changed the locks. That's how he didn't get to steal anything from this apartment. But he did try to rob me, like take everything from me because I'm in I'm in Disneyland. I took the kids to Disneyland because I was like, I want to go to Disneyland. I want to see the fucking castle and Tinkerbell and all that. And he was supposed to go with, and he never did. Like, he never did anything with me. Like, we didn't do anything together. And it's like, I would always do stuff by myself. I was always by myself. I was married and always by myself. And it was like, you know, it was like a relief to get rid of him. To be rid of him. And then he didn't want to, he made my life fucking hell because I didn't want to be with him. I didn't want to be with him. So he wanted to take me to court. He wanted to, I had to go to the police station to see him because he didn't want to pick up the kids from the house. It's like he just made everything harder than what it had to be. And then now he wants, I don't know what the fuck you looking for me for. What you looking for me for? Like, No, there's no love there. There's no love there. There's nothing there. It is like, what the fuck are you looking for me for? You did all you had to do was be there for your kids, and you couldn't even do that. I was like, I never wanted to be alone. I never wanted to be a single mother. And that's what he did. Like, he made me a single mother. And I was like, I would never look at that person the same. You will always be a piece of shit, a dumbass, a stupido. Like, you just a piece of shit. And I would never look twice at. Like, I would never help. You could be on fire. I won't even spit on you because you are fucking fire. Like, I let you fucking burn in hell. Like, I would never help this person, never. And I just woke up today and I'm like, yo, if I see this fucking person, I don't know if I will attack this person, or you know what, it's like, he must have did a fucking love spell. He must have tried to do a love spell to make me like him. And when you don't like a person, this person did so much shit to me to ruin my entire life. He did so much shit, and now you want to do a love spell, and then now it's like, I fucking hate him. I hate this mother. I hate him. And then it's like, it's not safe to come around me. It's not safe. And I never talk about being married because it's the worst experience of my entire life was being married. That was the worst time of my life. My name used to be Paulina B. Reyes. I was always Reyes. When I got divorced, I changed my name. I never went back to Reyes. And the whole thing, my family, my dad, his name is Reyes. He changed his last name from Garcia to Reyes. So my name is supposed to be Reyes. I never went back to Reyes. Even if my dad changed his name to Reyes, I was like, I'm a fucking Garcia, and I'm gonna be a Garcia, and I'm not gonna take that name. Like, I'm not using that name. I don't want it. I don't want that name. I'm sorry, you're my dad, but you're Reyes and I'm Garcia, but you still my dad. Whatever. But it's like, the marriage was so bad. I will never use Reyes. I don't want that name. That's my kid's last name, but I changed my name back. We will never be friends. We will never be cordial. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. What the fuck are we gonna talk about? What? Like, my eye starts twitching. Like, what? Like, you want to talk? Like, oh my God. Like, calm down. Because it's like, you can get the thoughts, you can get the revelations, and you can get the shit in your fucking head, and you be like, oh my God, like, this mother, you know what? Calm down. Do your return of Sunders. Keep doing your return of Sunders. Do your spiritual baths. Do your spiritual baths. Protect yourself. Cleanse yourself. I never remarried because of this shit. And then it's like, it doesn't trigger me. I don't get triggered, and I don't cry about it. Like, I was going to the police station every weekend, like, for him to see his children, and for me to pick them up. I had to pick them up at the police station too, because he didn't want to come to the building and me bring the kids downstairs. He didn't want to do that. So he wanted to go to the police station. Like, he wanted that. He wanted to make everything harder than what it had to be, because I didn't want to be with him. I was like, you piece of shit. And my notary license is his birthday. It's like, I got the job, but then everybody in the job was a fucking It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. And then I had to stay because I was the sole provider of the children. I'm the head of household. I'm the boss. Like, it's me. You gotta talk to me. You want anything done, you have to talk to me. You gotta come to me. Like, and you come correct. Come correct if you're gonna come to me. But whatever. It has made me stronger as a person, as a woman, but in life, you have to learn lessons in life. And I learned that you're not supposed to go backwards, because when you go backwards, everything in your life is going to get worse than what it was. I had to drop out of school when I was with him, and then now I'm in school. I'm going to school to finish my degree. Now this motherfucker, now he want to pop up. I'm trying not to curse. Now he want to pop up. I have my business, my nonprofit organization. I'm on YouTube. I know I'm all over social media. I'm a content creator, and I help people. I do spiritual work. I do cleansings. And all he did was black magic. That's all he ever did was black magic. And he did love spells. He did everything for manipulation. And he tried to ruin my entire life. And then now he wants to talk. Now he wants to talk after he's 80K in the hole. And he wants to talk to me now. You can't talk to me. You can't talk to me. We will never be friends. We will never be cordial. And the kids, you deal with them. You deal with them because they're not 5. They're not 5 years old anymore. They're adults and they can speak for themselves. I don't have to speak for them. And it's like, oh my God. It was all black magic. It was all a fucking love spell. It was a love spell. This whole nightmare was a love spell. And then he cursed me to be alone. Nobody's gonna want you with 2 kids. Nobody's gonna be with you. And I was alone all this fucking time. I've been by myself because this bastard cursed me to be by myself. We will never be friends. That's just how it is. We will never be friends. Never, 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 never be friends. Ever. Stay positive. Stay positive. Vibe high. And that was the worst time of my life. The worst moment of my life was being married to a narcissist. That's a narcissist. A liar, a cheater, a good for nothing, a bum, a lowlife, uneducated. He's dumb. He is so dumb. He can't read. He can't read. He can't read. And I'm a writer and I write. I'm always writing. I go to school. I want to further my education. Education is everything to me. And for him to be everything I am not. And it's like he did a love spell. That's the only fucking way, because everything about him is like, no. Oh my God. Like, oh hell no. It's like, you know what? I don't. Calm down. Calm down. It's like, the best thing to do is just stay away from me. Stay away from me. Don't come over here, because it's gonna be a problem. It is gonna be a problem. Leave with love. Leave with love. Stay positive, vibe high, and leave with love. Like, all this shit happens, and then it's like you still have to find a way to love yourself, move forward. Like, I don't hate everyone. I don't hate every man. I don't hate every man, because not every man is like this. But it's like, if you don't come correct, then it's like, how am I supposed to, where is this supposed to go? Like, this is what I've been through, right? And it's no. Like, no, it's like, you know, I don't like games. I don't like, you know, it's just so, I'm just so over it. It's been a long time of years and bullshit and hot mess. And it's like, I'm just not doing that. I'm not doing this again. And then it's like, once I see any kind of anything, it's like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm like, leave it alone. I don't hate nobody. I just don't fuck with everybody. I'm on my fucking business. And I don't, you know, I stay away. Leave it alone. Bye.